performing a standing miniband lateral leg lift, begin with the miniband on your shins. Your feet will be about hip distance apart in order to maintain tension on the band. Toes pointing straight forward, give a slight bend to the knees, then shift your weight into your standing leg. We're going to straighten out our working leg and keep the standing leg bent. This might be the hardest part for the brain, but bend your standing knee, straighten your working leg, and point your toes straight forward. Hands at the hips or at the chest, whatever you need for balance. Then lift, heel up off the floor, and slowly lower it back down. You're squeezing deep into this muscle in the side of your hip. A couple of things to watch for on this exercise. There's a tendency to lean the body to the side in order to lift the hip up, and this is not what we want to do. We want to keep the spine perfectly straight from head to tailbone, so this is why we bend the standing leg so that we can allow this leg to move so we stay straight in this position. Another thing I see is people leaning toward the leg to hoist it up. Again, keep it nice and neutral. You don't have to lift the leg very high for this to be effective. So try not to move the spine from side to side. Another mistake that I can see is that people will straighten out both legs and they'll really struggle to lift. Make sure the standing knee is bent, the working leg is straight. Sometimes the knee will bend, and that's okay, but it's no longer working the muscles in the same way. So we want to really focus on straight with the working leg. The last mistake that I sometimes see is toes turned out. This makes it easier, but that's not the goal. The goal is actually to work this specific muscle. And when we turn the toes open, we're now working deeper into our hip rotator muscles. I'd like to see this muscle get worked, so keep the toes pointing straight forward or slightly inward. Think about leading with your heel or your ankle bone as you lift and lower the leg.